Hi, welcome to Fluency Growth Community. This is a video to take you through how this channel actually works. This is a Discord channel which is being put up for people to connect and converse. The idea is to have conversations just about anything under the sun. It's a social thing. We intend to introduce business networking a little later once the community grows a little bit. Right now, it's kind of started, but then there is very little activity, so it's more in a slow mode. All right, so let me just take you through what this channel is all about and what it has and how you can really use it. So as soon as you enter, you come to something called welcome, where Arkin welcomes you and lets you know that you are in this channel. The next thing that you need to do once you get into the channel is get into guidelines and rules, read all of this, and gives a thumbs up saying that you have read it and you understand the rules and you will respect the space accordingly. Then you come here and you request a role. Now, the thing is, when you log in, a role is automatically allocated to you, which is a member. So there are two lines that you can grow. So member, and then as you start using, you start interacting, you will be given roles of level 1 to level 10. Level 1 has the least access, which will include your announcements, help desk, and chit chat. As you level up, you get access to more channels. This is assuming that you are getting to know how to use this channel, and therefore you have more access, and then you will use them in a way that's most productive for you. So that's the idea behind it. And then it also opens up the whole channel in a step by step way to you. The second rung is according to your English level, which is a lot more helpful because we're looking at evolving this whole server into something that can uh, cater content to you according to your level. So if you are an A2, B1, B2, C1, in case you don't know what that is, there is a central body which has categorized language learning into six different levels. First two are beginners, which is A1 and A2. The next two levels are intermediate, which is B1 and B2, and the next two levels are advanced, which is C1 and C2. We are looking at having this channel cater to up to B2. Advanced English learners would be either contributors or they would be taking private support, and that's how we've really looked at it. It will be difficult for somebody who is starting out to learn English to navigate this entire thing, and it is an English only channel, so we don't have translation, etc. We believe that immersion works. However, if you are taking somebody into a chat room and then you want to use a bit of translation there, that would work. But we generally encourage and to a certain level enforce that only English is used. We really don't care about whether the English is right or not, as long as the other person is able to get a message and talk back to you. So that's how it works. Official channels include announcements, help desk. Events happen 2 times a week. That's what we had planned. These are on standstill because of lack of responses at the moment. However, it is open to anybody who want to request. This is also a group which allows you to help you to plan events. So if you want to, you could get an admin status here, or you get a host status here, and that allows you to plan your own events and invite people in the community or bring people in from outside and use this entire server for your purposes, provided it's in English and the purpose that you want it for has been approved. If it is for conversation practice, no permission required. You can just go ahead as long as you have the role. Suggestions and feedback is where it's self-explanatory. You can go ahead and give any feedback and suggestions to improve the server. Moderators have a separate space. They will be interacting with each other to understand what is the best way to moderate the community and have everybody get the best and benefit out of it. Champions and creators are people who've leveled up to a point where they have started contributing back to the community. We've kept it very generalized, like somebody who's making posts and content that is useful to others would be creators. Champions are experienced people who know the server and actively contribute to building the server up, either by bringing in people, supporting others to grow, and perhaps also looking at other community building activities like contributing resources. Operations is how this actually runs. So if we have put together a model for this server, and if you want to update that model or change something, that is taken care of in ops and updations. This conversations, or this is the fun part. Now, like we said, we are really focusing on A2 and B1. Essentially, those are the kind of, we are assuming that that's the level people that are going to come in. So the first thing that's really important in English is to get acquainted with phrases that you can use to converse about things that are relevant to us on a day-to-day basis. And spoken English doesn't work like written English, where we need to learn ABC first to be able to start talking. We just identify things and jump right in. So all these channels are created to have conversations about that particular topic. And also this there are two things. One is that it of course looks at improving your English, but also it's a very topical based way to exchange information and get to know each other. So, for example, we were talking about traveling. We post places that we have seen, the places that we've traveled, or suggest places that one could go to. Have conversations about, planning a trip. And if we make enough, and if you make enough friends and people are in your same city, and then you think you get along, then you could just go ahead and plan a trip together and go from there. Having said that, I would strongly suggest that caution be exercised, because not everything and every time is safe. That's why it's hosted on a Discord channel, because it gives privacy and you don't have to reveal your real digits or your real name, even when you're communicating and talking over here. Although we try to make it safe, we would suggest that you don't accept DMs and PMs unless you solicit it and you know that person really well. And please don't share your personal email ID and pass email IDs and phone numbers unless again you're very sure or you know the person outside of Discord. We do have security in place. Having said that, it is always better to exercise caution rather than get into trouble and pay the price. We have an interesting channel here called Talk to Chat GPT. So what can happen is sometimes the community people are not available, or you're just too shy to talk to somebody. You can speak to the AI. So if you go head to this channel and you start talking, Chat GPT will respond to you. And you can see the past conversations that happened. You don't need permission. It's an open channel. You can just jump right in. Challenges are where various challenges in English are posted. You can take up and respond to these challenges. Every time you respond, like I said, you earn points in the system and you level up. And as you level up more and more, you get more rewards and more opportunities to exercise your English. These are all voice channels. So in voice channels, the one that is used most is called launch, and this is open to pretty much anyone. You can just jump right in with a community member or your friend and just start talking. So this is really where the conversation practice happens. Meeting rooms are for meeting business, where people connect and have a conversation about anything that needs to be done. Sorry about that. And movie rooms are where movies are streamed, and music room is where music events are actually held. Again, all of this needs to happen in English. This is where you come when you actually log in. So when you log in and you want to test your English level, this is a channel that gives you details. You test your English level and post it over here. So there are two places where you can test. One is buzu.com and another one is Preply. Preply gives you a more detailed assessment, whereas Buzu gives you a more generalized assessment. Both of them are good enough. Once this channel opens up, the idea is you set goals. So you can say that I'm going to watch 10 movies in the next 3 months. Right? And these are goals which are under your control. It's not like I'm going to become fluent in 6 months, because we don't know. And if you want to set goals like that, I would seriously recommend that you talk to an expert and or consult with an expert and get a deadline which is a lot more realistic, rather than setting a goal which is unrealistic and then feel disappointed. Learning English should be fun, enjoyable, and uh, an achievement oriented process. So you feel that if you set a goal which is a realistic one and you achieve it, it encourages you to learn more. And that's the psychology that we would try to encourage. So the whole server is also gamified a little. If you go here, there are two games. They're Taco Shack and Epic RPG. Essentially, you have to read and understand the game and respond accordingly. It needs a little bit of tech savviness and a gaming mindset, but gaming is a wonderful way, apart from reading and writing, reading and listening, to learn English as well. So when you achieve these goals, you earn post rights, and you can really go to this channel called Post and just talk about the amazing things that you've done, and we will all cheer you on. If you have any questions, so we've differentiated between suggestions and feedback, where you have input for the community, and questions where we would respond to any query that you may have, and that's something that needs to be posted here. Later on, we're looking at having people who are community heads elsewhere, and they want to use this voice channel as a collaboration, and advertise as a channel where they would give, um, talk about their business and promote things, etc. We don't encourage promotion anywhere else, but this is one place where they can post stuff where other people could go see. Ranks essentially is a channel where you will get an update as you rank up within the server system. Events like discussion rooms and stages are not open at the moment. That is something that we will look at when the community opens up more and becomes a little bit more interactive. It has been lovely sharing this with you. This is supposed to be a fun experience. It is not supposed to be something that's stressful, etc. So please have fun and explore at your will. As long as it's in English, we're all game. Have a lovely rest of the day or the rest of the night. Cheers.